Here we want to rationalize the denominator of fifth root of 32 over m to the 6th into the 13th. First things first, always simplify first. Okay, simplify first. Otherwise, problems can become exponentially harder. So simplify first. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, note that 32, well, that's 2 to the 5th. And fifth root of 2 to the 5th is just 2. Okay, so that's a simplification. Let's look at this here, down here. We want powers of 5 down here because powers of 5 can get out of this fifth root here. So I'm going to break up m to the 6th as m to the 5th times m, because this m to the 5th now will get out of this fifth root. Same thing with n to the 13th. I'm going to break that up as n to the 10th, because 10 is divisible by 5. What does that leave? That leaves n cubed behind. Okay, so let's clean this all up here. Okay, so we have fifth root. Well, we decided this was 2 to the 5th. Fifth root of 2 to the 5th is just 2. Okay. Down below we have the fifth root of m to the 5th times m times n to the 10th, n cubed. Okay, now we're taking the fifth root, so the m to the 5th, well, that becomes an m out front here because fifth root of m to the 5th is just m. N to the 10th goes out here as an n squared. Why? Well, fifth root of n to the 10th is simply n to the 10 over 5, which is n squared. Okay, so we have 2 over mn squared, fifth root, mn cubed are left behind inside the radical there. Okay, now we can start to think about rationalizing the denominator. We'll use the technique of establishing our goal and then seeing what we're missing. So let's see, our goal here, looking at this, our goal to have this m and n come out of this fifth root here is going to be m to the 5th, n to the 5th. That's what we want to have. But we only have what we have. So we only have mn cubed. So then what are we missing? Well, we're missing 4 m's. So m to the 4th we're missing. We have a single m. We want 5 of them. So we're missing 4 of them. Okay, let's look at the n's. We have 3 of them. We want 5 of them. So we're missing 2 of them. Now we take this missing term and multiply both the numerator and the denominator by that. So fifth root of m to the 4th, n squared, over fifth root of m to the 4th, n squared, which gives on the top now, well, we just have 2 times fifth root of m to the 4th, n squared. And then down below, we now have, okay, we had an n squared left over from before. And now we have, if we combine both these denominators here, we'd have fifth root of m to the 5th into the 5th. But fifth root of m to the 5th into the 5th is simply m times n. Okay, so let's clean this up one last time. 2 times the fifth root of m to the 4th, n squared up top, divided by, looks like we have m squared n cubed down below. Let's look at b. It's tempting to jump right in there and start rationalizing the denominator, but remember, we want to simplify first. Highlight that, right? Simplify first. Okay, how can we simplify this? We want to find powers that are divisible by 4 in there because our index is 4. So let's break that down to y to the 8th times y. This gives us 9y up top over fourth root of 4y to the 8th times y. Now y to the 8th pops out as y squared. Why? Because this is really y to the 8 divided by 4, which is 2. Okay, so this all becomes 9y over y squared, fourth root of I'm going to write that 4 as 2 squared, and then we have a y left behind here. Well, now note that these y's cancel. We have a y up top here, so that y cancels the squared down here. So we just have 9 over y. Okay, let's look at our goal and our missing. We're trying to rationalize this term down here, 4th root of 2 squared y. Our goal, right, to make everything come out of that radical, since it's a 4th root, we need everything to be to the 4th. 2 to the 4th, y to the 4th. Well, we have 2 squared, but only one y. So we're missing, well, let's see, we're missing 4th root of 2 squared would do the trick. That would get us to 2 to the 4th, but then we need y cubed, because we only have y to the 1st. So in order to make that y to the 4th, we have to multiply by y cubed. Right, that's the deal. So now we take whatever our missing term is there, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by it. 4th root of 2 squared y cubed over 4th root of 2 squared y cubed. We do it to both the top and the bottom because we're really just multiplying by 1 here, so it doesn't change the equation at all. Okay, this equals 9 4th root of 4y cubed divided by, now down below we have y times, okay, 4th root of 2 to the 4th y to the 4th is simply 2y, so we have y times 2y. I'm just going to rewrite that as 2y squared. 2y squared down below there. 2y squared. There we go.